Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Commodity Futures Report for Monday, August the 22nd, starting with the 10-year yields here, and let me just get this framed in here so you can see the dates. So yeah, look, everything's on track here. We've been looking at an ABC for wave 4 here. The wave 4 had pulled down into the 38.2% retracement level, so deep enough not to need to come down any further. I know with the Australian 2-year yields that we track, they've popped themselves above the 3% now. So I just expect them to, be a bit volatile in this area here, but continue to move to the upside. Coming to the Australian dollar, the US dollar index, the move up here, as I mentioned before, I was looking for a possible top here, but I don't think that's the case. And seeing that bar close high there, it kind of looks like we'll be going higher. So we're going to be looking at it moving higher. So we can have one more high or we can have two more highs. So we're going to be looking at a thing today with one more high. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I did a bit of work on the weekend on this, I'm going to put this over here and this wave 4 here as well. Now, even though that this hasn't made a low down through here, it is in 5 waves, and the move up here can be counted quite easily in 3 waves here. So the idea was counting 5 waves from B to C here in that case. So I'm just going to go to the daily chart and just point that out. So I've tried to keep it as clean as possible. So yes, well, let's just go back a little bit further, shall we? So from B here, we've got 1 here and 2 here in the center. I should have labeled these, sorry, but I'll do that. But 3, 4, and 5 here for C or 4. And then looking at 1, 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, fourth, fifth for 1 and 2. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for the third wave here. Now I've got 2 types of tops here. I could sort of put it into a smaller situation here, or we could take it even further up here. So that's something I need to work on. And one of the reasons that, it's possible to have this down here, it's possible to have wave 5 over here still and have this down here as an A wave here, then an A, B, and the C for the B wave here, and then come down, but I don't think that's the case. And the reason I don't think that's the case is because when I look at the pound here, the cable, so I've got well, let's just stay with this here for a moment, shall we? So with wave 4 here, we can see that it's really coming down quite close to the bottom here. And even when I look at this little move here, this would have to be wave 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. I'll get 4, 5 anyway. And then if I include this as 1 and 2, then it'll be 3, 4, 5. So we could have a short wave 5 here, or this could all be wave 1 here and 2 here, and then we have 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's what I've got to figure out with the dollar index as well. So I think the only way to solve that really is just go step by step, and see what things look like as we go. But yeah, this needs to make a new low, so the US dollar will do the same as well, and then that will leave this market making a new high here. So on the 2000 tick, I think we had this intraday area here. So I've changed it more times than I've changed nappy. So there's wave 3 here, so an A, B, C, D, and E here. Now I don't know if that's correct. Now if you can find me a better count, well, that will be great. But it's, yeah, anyway. So the situation here is that I need to do a bit more work on this, but when we hit this top here, obviously we're going to pull back. So we'll have a look at that pullback, and we'll try and use that as an opportunity to move in longer at that point. So I was looking at it looks quite nice as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, but that's the low. We've got 5 waves here, we've got 3 waves here. So yeah, I need to understand that a bit better. I don't fully understand that. I haven't actually pulled that apart very well, so I haven't done a very good job on all of this here. But I do know that once we get up to here, we're going to see some type of correction. So we'll just use this correction as a B wave long trade at that point, and also short on the euro at that point. Anyway, I won't bore you to death with that, just that wanted to show you the bigger picture there for a moment. And over to the gold. So with the gold, we're looking at GDX here, and with GDX, we're looking for a move back to the 38.2% retracement level, and then a move down at this point. So I think that we need to be, because here we can count 3 waves up, but with US spot gold and silver, there's a reasonable opportunity to count 5 waves up. But I think that we need to look at US spot gold and silver in the same way, and looking at this down here as wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 and 5 before finishing off. So that's what I wanted to sort of talk about today regarding gold and silver. So GDX has got a pretty clean cut here, and also too when I look at I haven't looked at Barrick Gold for ages, so let me just clean this up. So I don't have a clean 5-wave structure up here either. So if this is going to turn lower here, right, I mean, it could be up for 1 and back for 2, up for 1 and back for 2, but it's just such a nice third wave this here. This is the actual top here, so I was going to play it as wave 1 here, 2 here, 3, 4 and 5. A bit dodgy, but anyway, Barrick Gold, Newcrest Mining, all those big companies will have the same sort of pattern here, so it's very important not to get trapped at this point. So the long trade would come at this, above here now. It's as simple as that, right? So if that occurs, that will stop the shorts out and put those long at that point. Yeah, but I think that we need to prepare ourselves for US spot gold to move down further. So let's just go in and have a bit of a look at that. So currently we've been looking at, if we go back to, I don't know if it's a weekly chart, yeah, weekly chart will do. So we've been looking at this here as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here for wave 4 here. But I'm thinking that we could have one more move down here before going back up. It's not totally sorted yet, but it's certainly possible for us to consider that now that you've seen Barrick and GDX, and also too here. I mean, normally it has pulled down quite quickly, but that's kind of okay in a way too, because that's normally what an A wave does, because we're basically looking for an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here and then up. So we're still going to go with that, but I'm just wanted to point out a bit of a bit of danger on the horizon. So where were we with this one here? Let's just go to I can't remember what we've been doing here with this. So see, this doesn't count very well here for see this move here, this I can see in here is 1 2 3 4 5 here for this, so I would be sort of looking a little bit like the other markets and putting this here and putting wave 5 over here for this, to put wave 1 here and then wave 2 here. But obviously if this is a wave 4 like GDX, then it's come back up too far, do you know? So I think that we may need to count it in some other way. But what I'm concerned about, not so much with gold's sort of okay-ish at this point, but silver bothers me a little bit because silver's come down quite a lot in here. But anyway, we'll talk about these. So in a nutshell, we've been looking down here for wave A, and then a B, and then a C wave to come into play, and then a move up from that point. But that's not what GDX is showing me. GDX is showing me that we're going to be coming down here further for 3, 4 and 5 here. So this is where we'll need to be a little bit careful. We can see the stochastics here is setting up to snap back, because this has been quite stretched here, as I mentioned this morning on one of the videos. So we will see that snap back. So we'll just let that snap back, and then we'll let it sort of come down here. We'll see if we can get a fix on it at that point. But what I'm pointing out here is that as an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 2, we're just going to have to be a little bit careful. That's all. Okay, so I'm just putting the warning flag up now because we weren't, when this topped here, we weren't interested in it coming up into 18 because we know what 18 is like, as a resistance anyway, and support and so on. Strong number, the fourth strongest number. So we're just waiting for it to have its A, B, and C, and we're still waiting. We're still waiting for that, but we've got the A wave in. That's pretty much that move down here. That's pretty much done and dusted. At any stage, we can go long above the top here. That's the safe trade at this particular point in time. We're going to try and pick it up over this side over here, but we want some evidence of an impulse wave occurring over here for that. So let's just go to, I think we're on 5K, just looking at that. Probably not. 2K maybe, not that it matters. Oh, this was one way of looking at it. Just another way of looking at it. Yes, it's possible at this point. I think, what was the other one? I think it was on 2K. It was on 10K. So anyway, this is this is what we've been working with for a little while now. I'm unsure about the top. I just don't like spiky tops, just one trade, one spike there, so we may need to move it over to this one here, and that would still give us 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here, and still give us a high if that spike wasn't there, but it is there. So anyway, it's a bit a bit iffy. So this move down here is really sort of stretched out a little bit. So yeah, let's just see how that goes, but it could be labeled wave A or wave 1 now, so I'm putting that wave 1 here, and we'll just see how this snaps back. We know this is going to pull back, but the fact that it's come all this way down here for that, I mean, it would be nice if that was true here before, with an A wave here and a B wave here and a C wave over here, and we've got wave 2 here for that. But I would have to move past 3 waves of this B wave to do that. So if that was the case, I would need from here somewhere, we'd need to see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here for that. And then we would just wait for the pullback over here, and then we would go in over here for that. But as the B wave here, we want to see the B wave sit on top of 3 waves up, roughly to the 50-60% area, and then move down from that point in wave C at this point. And we want wave C on more of an angle than wave A. We don't want to see it sort of sharp like this, because then it'll tell us we're in a 3rd wave to the downside, and then we'll need to short it at that point. So there's a little bit to go on here. As I said, we weren't interested in the top, we weren't interested in this, we're not going to be interested in this unless we get 5 waves here, then we're going to be interested in on that side. We need to be mindful now about a 3rd wave to the downside to finish this off, one more leg down here. So that's where we're at the moment, and silver will be exactly the same. I won't go into this, but this move down here can be wave A or it could be wave 1 at this point. We don't know yet, so we're just going to gather some more information, but it's a nice 5-wave structure to the upside here, so there's nothing sort of wrong with that, but we weren't getting that with the stocks. Okay, so I don't know what difference that makes between the futures and the actual, these are all paper markets, so I don't know what it means at this point. I mean, I suppose we could look at this as an A wave to this point, and then the B wave to here, and then 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5, so an ABC to the upside. But yeah, we could count all this down as 1 here, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. But then it still leaves us with a little bit of an overlapping wave structure here for wave 4. So there's a few problems here just yet, but like I said, the good news is that on the major level 2 here, the $20, we can just go long above that at the end of the day anyway, So we'll see. Rightio, so over to the energy sector. So we'll be looking at, I was going to do copper, wasn't I? I was going to put copper in there after silver. What happened to my copper? Just bear with me a second. High grade copper, yeah, because normally I do it at the end, but I want to put it in here for this. So maybe we do have one more top to be made in here. I was looking for it to pull back, but looking at that, but I'll just wait. I'll just still wait here, because I was thinking that as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave in line with gold, but it's sort of diverging from gold at the moment. Well, it started its B wave, and gold hasn't started its B wave yet, but I'm kind of left, this is impulsive here, so that means that this is going to push up further at this point. So it's going to go higher. It's actually going to go from here. We'll need to look at this as, well, I suppose an ABC to this point here is possible, but even then it's going to, that's a 1 and 2 in here. It's going to push it a bit higher. Yeah, sorry, I don't know on that one. I can see that it wants to push higher. That's not a problem. Have I got this third wave wrong? Has somebody else got a count on this here? 1 and 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this third might be able to go to here, because it was such a shallow retracement, wasn't it? From here to here. Yeah, see, it's a 38.2% retracement level. So I think that's I think this wave 4 might need to go in here for that. I'll do some work on that, but we're still not going to miss much, because even if that is the case and we've got a wave 5 over here for this, we still want this wave 2 pullback. So you know, it may be an ABC up here and then come down, but if it does give us 5 waves up here, well, then it will probably be a little bit higher than that. Well, then we're still going to get this correction over here for that before moving up any higher, and it is the wave 2 that we want. We don't want to get trapped in anything else at this point. I'll reinvestigate this leg here. I can see that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, but it doesn't match up very nicely here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's not too bad. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the wave 2 here, and we're done and dusted. Anyway, I won't go long here just yet. Into the energy sector. So the ETF here, XLE, and what we're looking for here, it's possible that the market's had its pullback here, and we can put wave 2 in here, and we burn up that way, you know. But what I wanted to always do was to confirm that for sure, you know, as an A and a B and a C wave here. So as a C wave here, we'd want that to be wave 3 here, and then 4 here, and then 5 here for this. So we want to see that nice impulse wave there. If we do get that, which we're kind of getting on gas, but it's sort of, gas is slowing down a bit too. So, and then an ABC here, then we can go, you know, we can look to go long. But I'm concerned that we've got an A and a B and a C wave to here somewhere, and then we pull down for another leg here, and everybody gets trapped. So that's been my thing. So what we've been doing is looking at this little move to the upside here. I think we're on 10 ticks for that, so we're just going to pick it up from wave B here up here. So it looks like so far that we could look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then we've been last week we started counting this up here. So obviously the 80, the fourth strongest number, is going to, you know, slow this market down. I've got this as wave 1 here and 2 here. This wave 2 may be able to be placed there as well as an ABC for the B wave and a C wave here, and then have the, but this is definitely the third wave here because it's getting sort of form. But it doesn't really matter. We'll just wait, because what we're basically waiting for is the first high above the level here, and we'll see how that sort of plays out here. If the B wave gives us a thing, well, then we can look at this as, we can't really look at this as the third wave here because it's still quite small, you know. We can squeeze 5 waves out of this as 1 and 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave here. That's sort of all doable to count that as a wave 1 and 2 here. So this would have to be a wave 1 and 2 because it's not longer than this move here, you know what I mean? So we'll see about that. So it's kind of slowing down. And the other thing too, in terms of slowing down, this is XOM here. So ExxonMobil. So, it's a big, in this ETF here, it's one of the main constituents in this here. And the same thing goes here. I've got it as a wave A here. So we've got this down as the A wave here, then an A and a B and a C wave here. So the question we have to ask ourselves, is this wave 1 here with wave 2 here and going up into wave 3 here? That's the whole thing with this. And it's possible, but it's also possible counted the way I have it here as well. So in that case, we need to be a little bit careful about how we go here. So what we've been doing here is just really waiting for it to to play out. So as 1, 2 here, probably 1 and 2 in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we still got, doesn't really matter just yet anyway, but if we got 3, 4 and 5 here, then we can have a look at what it looks like after that, to see if we should be going long at that point after this leg's finished, or will we be, coming to the downside after that. And this is kind of important here because, when you think about this finishing off here, where is gas and where is crude oil at that point, because they are volatile markets, Biden might be able to do a deal with Iran or something like that, you know what I mean? So, the supply might come back online in one way or another. So I think that crude oil, what I'm trying to say is that with crude oil, we have to allow a little bit more of a move up here before we call it in. So we did call it in here in terms of an A wave, a B wave, and then a C wave down to here, and that was possible. And the thing that I mentioned last time we spoke was that we need to see this market sitting on top of the number 9 here, 90, as a nice support. So we counted down as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then looking at this here. Now this is a nice move from here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a nice move. This move here doesn't count very nicely. It's almost like it's corrective. So we need to be a bit careful about that. We can see the stochastics pulling back here, so we're going to get another little leg higher here, but I'm going to take that away here just for the time being. You could, if you wanted to go long, you can go long there, but I don't want to call a long oil trading until this is finished. I just want a bit more substance to call it in, It's certainly possible to have it in, but I want to see a bit more evidence for that here. And that leaves us over to natural gas, and this leg should be moving off a little bit quicker here. It's not, because if we've got this counted down here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. As I mentioned, you can have this 5 waves here labeled as wave 1 and 2 here, but even the third wave will take us up to $20. So fifth wave will take us up to $30. So that's a lot. That's a long way. So so I'm just going for the A, the B, and the C here. Now also within this as well, we can count 5 waves in this leg here. So it makes a nice wave 1 and back for wave 2. And then this leg here, we got 5 here, and then we got 5 in this one here. So we could look at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 going up into here, but there is a bit of an overlap in here we'll talk about, and have an ABC pattern in here, and then go up into a third wave here. So the extension's in wave 1, 2 here, wave 3 is a bit short, and also overlaps wave 4 here a bit. Otherwise I have to look at this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and so on to the upside. But what I also wanted to point out too was I wanted to show you another pattern here for this that would kind of suit this pattern coming back down here for that, well, rather, let's just bring this into the daily chart here for a moment. So let's just say, it just entertain me for a moment, let's just say that is the A wave here, and an A and a B and a C wave for the B wave here, and then we do come down here for gas and oil, You know, it's quite possible. You know, it's not like this has taken off like a third wave here. You know, it's 1 and 2 and 3 here. It's not extending out. You know, so it's possible that this turn can be here. So how would that relate to this market here? Well, I want to go to the 5K and just point that out to us. So it may or may not be the case, but I think it's important that we find things that fit and have got a possibility of being that way. So basically, we'd been looking at that as the wave A up there, which you could have as wave 1. And then I was thinking, well, we could just have a big B wave up here, and that would be the A wave down here, and then 5 waves up for the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave here. And in this C wave here, because this leg here, we've either got wave 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 here, and we're going to go up here really strong and fast, right? Because it will be the third of the third here, and even the third here. So this would be wave 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So it would be building really quite fast through there. But what about if it doesn't? What about if it just sort of starts slugging out, you know? And then we'll need to look at this here as wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and ABC for 4 here. And while those other markets top out in a bit more of a wave, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming up here for that, finishing off here, being a little bit shorter than this one here, and then rolling over from that point, you know. So we've got an A wave to here, an ABC for the B wave, and down for the C wave, but just enough to capture everybody on the long side here. Anyway, it's just a precaution. All this here, this B wave turn here is just a precaution, okay? And so is this. It just make us a bit more aware and a bit more cautious of what we're doing, you know, that's all. So we'll have a closer look at this. So I think that, let's go back to the daily chart just to see what I was on here. I mean, not on something, but on 2 and 100, 2. So yeah, so we've got the A wave here, the B wave here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for 1, and back for 2 here. And then we should have wave 1 here and 2 here, and then wave 1 here and 2 here, and then we should be moving up quite strongly from here. Now I can see that this little move here is a little bit impulsive, so it's probably wave 1 and 2 here, and then going up for wave 3, 4, and 5 coming here, maybe shy of that, and then having another 1 and 2 and going up at that point. But this is where it can fail right there. So it could have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and fail at that point and come down. So that's the problem area just in here for that. So that's good to know, isn't it? So we can just keep an eye on that and monitor that. I mean, you know, the other thing here too is that this number here, the number 1 here, we would have to expect some type of corrective pattern across that level. It could be like this and come down deeper here, or you could get really lucky if it's really bullish and just come back and sit on the top here. But we need that first high above the level so we can start working in you know, some sort of pattern. We need that number as support basically. So anyway, I won't ramble on too much about this, but that's sort of where this is at the moment. So we just need to be a bit cautious. So this move here appears, well, first of all, we've only got 3 waves up here. We can't put this over here and look at that as wave 1 and 2 here, because that's the low here on this platform anyway. So we have to, because the other one go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, you know. But possible, I'll check with another platform. If you've got this is the low, let me know. But otherwise, yeah, let's just watch this move up a little bit, and we'll just keep an eye on it. I mean, as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 here, we should really see that fly along here. So if we see it struggling, well, then that B wave idea that I had could be in play, so we'll need to be a bit mindful of that. And in fact, we'll look for short trades back under 9 here, because after all, we'll be coming back down here somewhere, you know. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.